think about if you have $500,000 to purchase a house. Okay. Yes, you can purchase it outright cash, but is that a very smart financial move for yourself?
Of course not.
Absolutely not.
You're only born to do one thing, so make sure you're doing you. Make sure you're doing you. Let's get it. When you're out here moving.
Podcast, it's your boy EJ Daffro, aka Mr. Manny Hustle, aka Mr. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Who I am for real.
What's going on in this Louis? Welcome everybody.
How you doing? And we have a special guest today. Go ahead.
I am Tyesha, aka Lady Bond 007 of Real Estate.
We heard it. The first lady of the show. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
We tried. I was like, we have backup plan. Like, are they gonna show up today?
I am present.
Yeah, professional.
Yeah, so it's a good crazy weather week as far as usual. You know, it's been kind of cold, rainy, same old.
It's down south.
Yeah.
You know, we just gotta adjust to everything. But yeah, it's been raining. I'm glad it let up, so we can do what we got going on today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're gonna get right into it. You know, so what made you get into the real estate game?
Well, so to be honest, I got into it because I was married to a mortgage banker originally, and I started processing files and deals for his company as well as his colleagues. Okay. And so he told me to go to real estate school to get my license, and that's what I did. Didn't do anything with it at the time because I was a stay-at-home mom. Right. After the divorce, I went back into the market full time, just to give myself the luxury and the freedom of creating my own schedule, and also creating my own level of income, not putting it at a cap at any point. So.
And not putting it at a cap. Just some big words. You talking that shit already. That's it.
So how long you been in the game now?
I have been in the game 13 years, and that's been on and off. But I've been back in the game full time over 7 years, and I'm duly licensed in both the state of Florida and Georgia.
Okay. So you double hustle.
Yes, double hustle.
I can get it anywhere.
Got to get those codes.
But that's one of the best things to do because beforehand we were just discussing the differences in the markets. So that's good to be able to play over there and then come back here.
And you're actually the best of both worlds because everybody wants to be in Miami, everybody wants to be in Atlanta. So hey, I'm available.
Great places.
Oh, look at them. Into it. So what are some good folks, like first-time homeowner programs that people know about?
It really depends. There are a boatload of them out there available. One of the most popular ones that people here hone in on in Georgia is Georgia Dream. Okay. Now, that is, like I said, the most popular one, but there's different ones out here. Most of the mortgage lenders, they do have their own in-house first-time home buyers programs. Right. And although you hear the term first-time home buyer, there are particular guidelines that person has to meet in order to qualify for those first-time home buyer incentives. It's not just because you're a first-time home buyer, you're going to actually just get it. Yeah. You have to qualify.
So is it a process, like when you enter those programs, do they let you know, like, this is what you need to do? Right.
So basically, there is a qualification. There's going to be an income qualification, so you can't make a certain amount. There's a cap off. Okay. There's definitely going to be a credit score requirement, qualification. Employment, you have to be employed, have filed your tax returns for the last 2 years. So it's pretty much the same requirement. It's required to get a loan, traditional loan, which is an FHA loan. Okay. You're definitely going to have to qualify to also get that down payment assistance incentive as well.
So with the FHA, I know it's different types of loans. So is the FHA loan, is that arguably the best one to get, or is
it's not necessarily the best one to get. It's more so the more conservative one for first-time home buyers, because it is essentially going to be the program that's going to have that buyer put down the least amount of money for down payment, which is going to be 3.5% in most cases. When you start talking about more of the complex loans, like the conventional loans, typically you have to have a very attractive credit score, which means it needs to be in the 700s or higher in order for you to even be considered for a conventional loan. And you typically are going to have to put in more money or more skin in the game, as they would call it, meaning putting down at least 5% at the minimum or more to qualify for that conventional loan.
So I got to take my clothes out just I don't know if I got to get a big house. I guess.
Trying to get a house.
While a lot of people may think that the FHA loan is the best loan out there, realistically the best loan out there when it comes to saving money for the consumer, it's going to definitely be the VA loan. But you have to be a veteran in order to qualify for that loan. And with that loan, the veterans have 0% to put down. So they're getting their loan financed at 100% from the lender. Okay. And then they also have other incentives behind being a veteran where they will get benefit from the taxes, where they're going to pay lower taxes, property taxes on their home. They don't have any mortgage insurance premiums.
Okay, I heard about the MPI, is it? That's what it is? Yeah, mortgage insurance,
MIP. Mortgage insurance premium.
Okay. Right.
And with the FHA loan, you're going to carry that premium on your loan for the life of the loan unless you refinance out of that loan into a conventional loan. Then at that point, it will go away. So those are the different advantages and disadvantages.
And see, I didn't even know that. You know, of course, right. I thought you just had it was just one loan.
No, there are self-employed loans. So if there's someone out there that's actually self-employed and they have not filed tax returns for the past 2 years, or they don't keep their documents or their records properly like they need to, there are a ton of loans out there available to self-employed people. That
sounds kind of finesse.
Yeah, and people don't. A lot of people really don't believe that they can qualify for a loan because hey, I'm a rapper, but I don't save my money. I don't put it away the right way. I don't have tax returns filed. That's not true. That is a huge myth. If you have income and if you are employed somewhere and you can verify and source that employment, you can qualify for a mortgage. And I don't care if you don't have a 700 credit score. If you have a minimum of a 580 credit score, you can become a homeowner.
Oh, great. So you heard that's game.
See, because the business like, oh no, you gotta have a 670.
You gave a lot of people like just there, you know, right there.
For real.
Because actually, you know, I'm gonna be honest, you know, and I was listening. It was we don't say a lot of names here, but it was a very prominent person, and they were talking about, you know, the conventional 30-year loan.
Right.
So eventually, they were like, why would you want to be locked down for 30 years? And I was like, you know what, she is right. But when you get into renting in these different places and you see the rent going up every time and you're not getting nothing else for your money, you're like, okay, maybe I need to own something.
Absolutely. And a lot of times people typically say that because they're given that information because they have not had the opportunity to do it, or they haven't had the courage to do it. And a lot of the times, think about if you have $500,000 to purchase a house. Yes, you can purchase it outright cash, but is that a very smart financial move for yourself?
Of course not.
Absolutely not. Yeah, you don't have a mortgage every month, but you've taken away all of your financial leverage from yourself by giving all of that money to the bank, paying cash for the house. In essence, if you can qualify for a mortgage, you put down 20% of that purchase price, and then you take the rest of that money and you want to invest it into other ventures, and then you're giving yourself more capital, more leverage. So.
Right. Gotta know them numbers and know what you're doing. Lot of game. Lot of game.
And when you start really looking at rent and you start saying, like, okay, I'm paying $1,400 a month, and then you start realizing that if you look at it equate to a mortgage, you start saying, I could get this type of house.
Absolutely. And I always do a scale with my clients when we sit down and do the buyer's consultation, and I ask them what their rent is, and they say $1,200. You take $1,200 times 12 months, whatever that is for the whole year, and you've been renting 15 years at that same rate. How much have you given your landlord? You have purchased a mortgage already.
Right.
But now you're walking away, no longer renting with no equity. So if you took that same particular scenario and you bought that house 15 years ago at $220,000 and now it's worth $450,000, you have equity.
Right. And you can say
with your landlord, you've done that for 15 years, and all you can potentially walk away with is a portion of your deposit that you gave them.
You know, they'll find the smallest thing. You got a pinhole right here. You ain't finna get this back.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and that's big. You know, that's big. You know, to be able to, because a lot of people in Atlanta actually do that. You know, again, I've heard $2,200 for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I mean, and to be quite honest, I tell people all the time, it's not as hard as people think it is to become a homeowner.
Right.
And being that you're a first-time homeowner, there's so many programs out there for you to actually take advantage of. But most people, I always say, closed mouths don't get fed.
No, they don't.
And I'm not a mind reader. I'm a professional, but I'm not a mind reader. So if you don't come to me and ask for the guidance and the help, I can't give it to you. Can't give it to you.
I think the process sometimes scares people as well, because they don't want to go through all this, fall in love with the house, and then they get denied or something like that. But they don't understand that it's really a process. It's not just
a process.
It's not like just going to buy a car. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go buy a car.
They gonna put you in the car.
Yeah, it's definitely a process. But like I always tell my clients,
you're only born to do one thing, so make sure you're doing you. Make sure you're doing you. Let's get it. When you're out here